Hello and welcome back to Haddonfield Rebels. Today we are going to be going over our custom lightsabers that we have made. If you don't remember, I am Garrett.
I'm Dylan.
I'm Andrew.
And so, like I said, we're going over our custom lightsabers. So for me, I'm going to start with this one. Now, I'm only going to talk about this one a little bit. I'm going to let Andrew take over because he's the one that actually got it for me.
Knows everything.
Yeah. But this one was my very first one. I've made some changes over the years to it. Actually, it was just kind of last year.
Yeah.
It was just all black, and I kind of wanted to make it a little bit more customizable or looking. Added a shroud, leather wrap, which he did. Burnt the edge or the tip, make it look like it was weathered a little bit, and then sand the sides.
It does look a lot better from what I remember, because I haven't seen it since you did that.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the one that we got, or that came from, is very basic. It was a black
The
basic.
Ultra Sabers, right? Or,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you wanna,
Yeah, I mean, it's the most basic Ultra Sabers saber you can get, pretty much that has sound. I used to have a ton of them, and
your walls were covered with them.
yeah, they were. Then I moved to Vegas, and I was there for almost a year, and all my lightsabers just sat in a box. When I moved back, I'm like, if I can live with them just sitting in a box in a closet, then I don't need them anymore.
That's true.
Sold them all. But
started over.
yeah, it took a while. I think it's more because these ones are more customized and
Yeah.
personalized. So, like, if I had done something like that to the ones that I had, I think that I probably would still have some of them. Because
That's
it
true.
just gives it kind of that personal touch that makes you want
Yeah.
to pick it up and play
Gives
with
it
it.
character,
So,
yeah.
Right. Now, like, with this one, did you actually choose what you wanted in it? Like, choose this actual hilt itself, or did you do, like, one of those?
No, I chose that one. I
Okay.
chose there's a few options. This one's got windows at the tip, so you can kind of like see the light shining through here.
Yeah.
I chose the color of the light that's in it, which is orange.
Orange, yeah.
And I chose that it like flashes to red when
Mhm.
you do the,
Oh, the flash on clash.
yeah.
You can't change the color on it, can you?
No.
Does it not come apart at all? It doesn't open? Or
It does not.
No. So this one's the only thing that comes out is the pommel.
okay.
And with this, this one's the most different out of all the rest of them that we have here. This one takes 4 AAA batteries,
Interesting.
and it's all wired and connected. So it's not like we can take.
You
the
can't
whole-
just take the whole thing out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You could.
But,
If you didn't want to keep anything that was in there,
Mhm.
you could gut it.
okay, then you start from scratch.
Yeah, and replace it. It's a little bit more difficult to do because you don't have access to as many points,
Yeah.
but you could. I've seen people do it.
And we don't.
It's called Obsidian Light. Ultra Sabers has their own like proprietary soundboards that they use. They've got the Obsidian Light, and then the Obsidian V4, I think, is what they're at. At least that's what they were at like a couple years ago when I stopped going on their website every day.
Yeah.
So I did not bring my blade for this. The only thing is you can see the color on here through the vents. So I'm going to turn it on, and you'll be able to tell the difference between this compared to the rest of these.
Does it need a specific blade? You can use one of mine.
Yeah, do you have yours down here?
No, it's upstairs. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll get it later.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, here it goes.
No, Space Marine?
No.
It's still cool though. Honestly, I don't really care about Space Marine all that much.
Am I the only one who noticed that the light didn't turn on?
Oh no!
So
Yeah.
there was some damage that happened when we were customizing it.
Oh.
Like he said, the tip of it, we tried to burn with a torch, which our other brother, who kind of does a lot of this stuff, he does that with a lot of his, but he always does it when they're empty.
Mm-hmm.
And this one had stuff in it, so the LED was damaged, and so sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. It's also pretty old. It's like 3.5 years old.
Maybe take the blade plug out?
No, the blade plug, it's a flashlight like yours.
Yeah.
Oh.
So,
Yay.
yeah,
Maybe it'll
there's
work
that
later.
one.
We'll try it again later.
Is
this...
So
Yeah,
that one, no, that one's
This would work.
no. This
Oh, it's
one's
too small?
Yes,
Alright.
we'll get to that one.
Okay.
So go ahead.
You want me to do like go one by one?
Yeah, go. Yeah, I guess.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, so as you might be able to tell by some of the pictures we'll show you later, Garrett is more of a fan of kind of the weathered look on his sabers, but I am much more a fan of the clean look. So this was the first NeoPixel saber that I installed.
Really?
Yeah. So
I've never even seen that one.
that's because I don't do anything with it.
Oh, okay.
This thing is
Rub it in.
incredibly loud.
Really?
I went online and I wanted to
Your
find
ears and stuff.
I wanted to find the cheapest put together hilt I could find. So I went on Saberforge, and this was like $60
How much is it
to buy the.
all together now? You think?
What board's in
Estimate.
That one's the Nano.
What can I
Biscotti,
sell
right?
it for, or what did I put into it?
Yeah, so what you put into it. Yeah, that's a good.
Less than $100. That's not true.
Oh.
Like probably like $150.
I was gonna say
Still,
the Nano,
okay, still very affordable.
Yeah.
and that's the Nano Biscotti one.
This
right?
is the Nano Biscotti.
Okay.
So, the Nano Biscotti, as he's talking about, it's the type of soundboard. There's like 4 or 5 different soundboards within these sabers that we have here. This will hold 3 sound fonts, and because it's NeoPixel, technically I can change it. I could choose whatever color I want, but I can only choose 3 colors. I have
That's
to.
interesting.
It's because of the way that the board is.
You can't do like that scroll thing,
Right.
you do? Okay.
So each font can only have the one color, and because it's NeoPixel, that means that all of the lights are inside one of these blades instead of in here.
Yeah.
So I can turn this on, and you're not going to see anything. It is very loud. This might be my loudest saber. It's incredibly loud.
That's nice.
It's ridiculously loud.
So, if you guys didn't realize, I took out my hearing aids whenever Andrew does mess with that saber itself. It always makes my hearing aids go berserk.
Yeah.
So,
So this was one. It was really just a test. I was, I mean, I've installed myself 2 of Garrett's and an unknown quantity of my own. Really just to practice. I enjoy it. I think when I first started, I imagined myself possibly getting into selling these. Like I sell my woodworking stuff, but I have much more confidence in those as products than I do in this.
Wow, these are awesome.
The lightsaber community is very nitpicky.
yeah.
I don't want to have to deal with people who are unhappy with it.
Oh, you mean you're making it for people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. Yes.
So I'm not really big in the community, but the way they are wired, they have like if they're not wired a specific way or look super clean, then the customer is going to be super upset.
and stuff.
Yeah.
And whereas him and I, we don't really.
Yeah, me
as
neither.
long
I don't
as
really
it
care.
works, we don't care.
I mean, it's not like I'm taking it apart and like, this is such beautiful wiring.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've gotten better, obviously, as I've gone.
Right.
But I'm nowhere near the point where I would be willing to sell one to someone.
Yeah.
And I was talking to a buddy of ours that our other brother introduced us to yesterday because I was having issues installing a lightsaber.
Benji?
Yeah. And he was like telling me that my boards are looking a lot better and you know, it looks like I've gotten a lot of practice. And I was like, yeah, but I don't have the interest of like selling them to people because it's just too stressful.
You don't have. I don't think you ever have
Not
to do that.
worth
If you don't
that.
want to,
Yeah.
like, just do it for yourself.
So
or us.
I will.
Me.
I will put this in here, and I don't have the wrench for it. Each of these has a little screw that's supposed to hold a blade in. I've got a million wrenches everywhere, just not here. So
You didn't bring your cool fancy one?
yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of hold it in place.
I have one upstairs. but-
Yeah, these are all different sizes. So
Wow. I keep it in the living room.
I honestly couldn't tell you what the color is. It's either gonna be red, green, or blue, because I literally did no personalization to this. I installed it and was like, will it work? And then I like never touched
I was
it.
just gonna ask you that. So I know you said it has 3 colors. So can you choose the 3 or?
Yeah, I just have to go in. I have to like take the SD card out,
Oh, do
put
it
it in the
on the
computer,
computer,
like
and
put
then-
in,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
reconfigure it, and
I
yeah.
actually don't mind that. I kind of like that.
So this is probably my favorite NeoPixel color is the green. It just shows up really well.
It does look
So
really nice.
I don't really change it from that. So
How do you change the color?
if I went to another font, the other fonts are different colors.
Oh, okay. I
Or
gotcha.
like I said, I have to take it out and
So like that, the one font will be for that one color.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
So that is my most basic NeoPixel one.
I didn't even know you had that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then I thought it was boring, so I had an extra leather wrap and wrapped that.
Yeah. Like honestly, it reminds me of Palpatine. It's like in the sleeve.
Yeah.
That's a little. sleeve
You added
saber.
the Koboltech, right? Or did that one come with it?
I think that came with one.
Is it hard to do?
No, it's not hard. It's just more tedious.
Yeah. I want one for my mall. That's why.
Mm. No, I've done it on a few.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. You
What's
wanna-
next?
So, this one right here, I actually got last year for my birthday. Our brother Dylan, this was his basically
Gift.
Yeah, well, it was his gift, but this is what he actually like does.
Yeah.
He's
He's pretty well known in the lightsaber community.
for scrap flexes,
Yeah.
which is what this
Yes.
is. It's basically a Graflex top with a leather wrap and a pommel, or you can do like
It
this.
doesn't
one.
even have to be a leather wrap. It's just anything that has the Graflex top and then something else.
Right.
It does look so much better though.
Yes.
Like,
So
I like it a lot more.
I've changed this one as well. It used to have a red leather wrap, and then it had a spiked pommel. I ended up,
Kind of like that.
yeah, exactly like that one.
Bullet too.
But so I kind of wanted, I didn't really fall in love with the red, so I switched over and asked Andrew if he can do the black.
I have wrapped that lightsaber at least 3 times.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. And then this pommel is my pride and joy.
Why?
I've been waiting for this pommel forever. Okay.
Was it like back ordered or something? Or?
No, it was. This is Starkiller's pommel for one of his lightsabers. But the thing is they have this exact style at Solo's Hold, and it's $90 or $99 for just for
Just
the
for that
pommel.
piece?
Yeah.
Just for the pommel. And then the Custom Saber Shop came out saying that they were going to come out with their own version.
Oh, okay.
Like at least 6 months ago. It's probably
Yeah.
longer than 6 months ago. They're like,
So
hey.
when I found out, I started losing my shit. I was like, okay, now it's the Custom Saber Shop, so it should be cheaper.
Was it?
$20.
Oh, that's way cheaper. What?
No, $20 cheaper.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought even $20 to like
No,
fill
it's,
up
it's,
that.
it's still
no.
a $75 pommel and
Yes.
pay for shipping. So.
Yes. It's pretty steep. But it's beautiful. It makes the sound out of it is, I think, really makes it sound a lot better. But I just think it just pulls this whole saber.
Definitely looks better than it did
Yeah.
with the other pommel.
And so with this, it was heat stained on top, and then the pommel was acid etched, and then just sanded down to make it look like it was weathered a little bit more.
Yeah.
In here, Benji, who we were talking about before, was the one that actually installed this one. So this one's a Nano Biscotti.
It's a different one though.
It's a different Nano Biscotti?
Yeah, so that one has a Nano Biscotti V4.
Okay.
So it has 3 sound fonts that you can put on it. This one's a V2.
Okay.
So you
Which
can
means
2.
two sound fonts.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it's got the, what's the speaker?
Is it Smuggler's Outpost?
Yeah, it's a Smuggler's Outpost, I think a 28 millimeter.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
And this one is different compared to the rest of these that we're going to deal with. It is an LED, kind of like the first one that I showed you guys.
Oh. Are these all NeoPixel?
These are all NeoPixel.
Wow.
Yeah. So
you guys.
I wanted this one to be the LED because it was the only way we can really get deep red.
Right.
And so the only downfall with the NeoPixel, or not with it being an LED, is it just, like I said, a flashlight. So the light comes from the pommel or the whole hilt and goes up. It's not in the actual blade itself. And then compared to the rest of these, the only other downfall about this lightsaber is that it's not smooth swing.
Oh.
Right.
But I don't know. I know people like smooth swing, but I think about it like you're at Disneyland, music's on, you have your lightsaber on, you're not really going to even hear it, honestly.
I can hear it.
Alright, well you can hear it. Oh, I was gonna, so I know you guys both have the same piece and with different engraving on it. How did you do that?
You talking about this one?
Yeah, because you have your logo and he has like the...
Oh, yeah. So
Republic?
he's talking about at the bottom of these.
Yes.
It's
take pictures
called
later.
It's called MPS. It's a modular pommel system. So it actually comes without this bottom piece in here,
Oh, okay.
and you have to buy it separately. So you could buy a basic one, or we both bought special ones.
Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't do it, you just bought it like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So mine, I have my like woodworking logo that
Yeah.
I ordered like 5 of them, and so
Nice.
I put them in all of my MHS ones. So it's in this one too. And then Garrett ordered one that had like the Sith logo, right?
Yes. So this lightsaber is only deep red. So this is my Sith Saber. So I have the Sith logo inside the pommel. And I'll turn this one on. So when I turn this one on, it's gonna be
Pink.
it's gonna look like it's pink on screen, but it's really a beautiful red in person.
Yeah. The eye picks it up and the camera doesn't.
Let's see which one it is.
She's okay. Oh, no, she's not okay. I mean, you can see it like shining onto her face is how red it is, so
Yeah.
there you go.
So that's this one. It's beautiful.
And it's one color.
And it's only one color.
One color, okay.
Technically, it's 2.
Okay,
It
so-
flashes to white.
Oh, okay. Alright. That's what I was wondering, because I know you said you could
Yeah.
do 2, so.
So the way that you get this, I mean, if you guys were interested in the type of LED that it is, when he's saying that it's a Tri-Cree LED, which
Yes.
means there's 3 colors in it. So some people will get like an RGB. So I know the one that you got, Gabby, is an RGB.
So I could do like almost all. It's like 10 colors.
Right.
So.
So it's like any mixture of those. This one is the 3. There's 2 that are deep red and 1 that's white.
Yeah.
So
just
when
like
it's
my Vader.
yeah, so when it's red, it's only using 2 of the LEDs, and then when it flashes, it's only using the 1 red one, or the 1 white.
The white one, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So we'll go to.
I dig it.
I'll do
Heavy.
these ones kind of at the end because they're a little different. This. I don't know how to explain how much I like this thing. It is inspired by Han Solo's blaster. So my hope was to try and create a lightsaber that was going to be, if Han Solo was a Jedi instead of a scruffy nerf herder. This is what it would be. So, like I've said before, I'm a woodworker, so I made the handle, which turned out to be a pretty big pain, simply because the size of the MHS parts, which is what all these are, they're all from the custom saber shop, and the MHS is just, it's the type of thread that they have so that they all will fit together. There are no drill bits made for that size.
Yeah,
like they just don't exist. It was like either 37 millimeters or like it's 1.45 inches is what they have on their website is the outer diameter. So it was a bit of a pain, but I'm really happy with the way that it turned out.
Yeah.
For me at least, it's comfortable. It's pretty fat.
It's a thick boy.
Yeah.
It does look like that. Like it
Yeah.
looks like it could be his.
Yeah, but I mean, I've got big hands, so
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. Again, it's got my logo in the bottom. This one has a Golden Harvest soundboard. It's the V3, which is, I think, the newest version that's out at the moment. And that allows it to, kind of like the CFX that we showed with my Vader that we had in our first video. It's got smooth swing. I have unlimited amount of sound fonts that I can put on here.
Oh,
so
many.
Yeah. So the Custom Saber Shop has a lot of different options for when you're building an MHS hilt.
Mm-hmm.
There are literally thousands of different combinations you could use. But one of the ones that we found to be kind of our coolest, or our favorite ones to use, is this blade holder, which looks like the blaster tip from the DL-44, which is Han Solo's blaster.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this whole thing was based off of, I can get that. This is very iconic looking as his blaster. The rest of it I just needed to figure out. So the pommel is actually Luke Skywalker inspired pommel.
Like Return of the Jedi?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then the middle is just supposed to be kind of a skinnier area like the barrel of the gun. Like I said, it's got a Golden Harvest in it, so as long as the battery works.
One X-Wing, we're saved.
I've got a ton of fonts on here. This one is...
Well, those are like, ooh.
Speaking of Luke Skywalker inspired, it's
Yeah.
Luke when he comes in The Mandalorian. So it's got If I Dare,
Oh, come on.
his new theme, and then luckily this one I've got a thumb screw on, so I don't need the wrench to hold the blade in. But I can have the background music playing, and
Oh, green again.
yeah, this one I actually use more often, so I've got all the... That's really loud. All of the fonts I have on here, I've set to a specific color and a specific type of blade profile.
Oh,
For example, this one is an Ahsoka font, so it should be white.
white? Yeah.
As long as I...
Oh, yeah. Oh.
And that's a dead battery.
Seems to be a lot of that going around.
Well, this one I was messing with this yesterday, which I'll explain in a little bit. I was having issues installing this guy, and I was just trying to double check that, you know, what exactly was wrong. So I was actually using the battery on this and like this setup to try and test that. So that's why it's dead. But this is, I was talking to our other brother yesterday. This is the only install I've ever done where I didn't have any issues. Like I wired all the individual components, I wired everything to the board, I turned it on, and everything worked perfectly.
Oh.
It's the only one out of, I've done over a dozen of these, and it's the only one that has not had problems. And that's a mixture of I suck.
Oh, shit.
No.
I'm inexperienced, and so I mean it's getting better each time. But I mean, boards have some problems. Like this one, the problem was 100% the board. It had nothing to do with me, and you know, there's just different things you have to look at. But this is definitely a favorite of mine. I think just again, it's like the fact that I made it, and there's like the customization of it. And the fact that I got to mix this with my woodworking stuff, definitely,
It's definitely unique.
yes, I've never seen anything like it on the internet. So,
I was gonna say, do you consider a failure experience?
I I see what you did there.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, so speaking of batteries, this is what we use for our lightsabers, except for the first one that I showed you.
The Cortex Battery.
Yeah. This is an 18650. Where did we get? Like, I've gotten this one.
It's from it's the brand is Keep Power,
Yeah.
but we get them off of a website called Ilum,
That's right. Yeah.
which I guess we could try and get that in the
Ilum?
description if we want. They sell like batteries and flashlight parts. So, but this is pretty much any lightsaber soundboard that you're going to use. All of the manuals, they all say this brand, this Keep Power brand, is what is good to use. Some of them ask for different voltages. I found that out yesterday. That these batteries are actually not what's recommended for the boards for this Golden Harvest and this. It works, and I've shown the guy who owns the Golden Harvest, the company that sells Golden Harvest. And he was like, the battery's fine, but that's actually not what they recommend in the manual. So.
Right. So, this saber, I was just talking about earlier when the camera died, that this is probably my most favorite saber that I have.
Boba.
Yes, my Boba. So,
Didn't realize you were a fan of tapioca ball tea.
yeah. Yeah, I am. Actually, it's actually not that bad.
It's
not
delicious.
that. It's not that
It
bad.
is good.
So I was talking to my other brother one day, and I came up with an idea of how I was like, I want to make a Boba Fett lightsaber, and this is not what I originally had in mind at all.
I did not know that.
I had more of the aspect of similar to the DL44, and I was going to do a different, like, blaster style tip. But he convinced me to do this emitter and the Suba.
The what now?
This is called a Suba.
It's like the part of a
Samurai?
katana.
Yeah.
Samurai sword, yeah.
Because there was this, he had just watched a video on where you can take a sticker, put it on something, and put it in acid, and it would etch that piece. So, we tried that out, and we went with the Mythosaur logo, and it turned out beautiful. I absolutely love it. The Suba is also etched as well, and it says he's no good to me dead. And we did something for the first time on this, and now Andrew has actually done it on a couple of his sabers. We spray painted the pieces and then heated them in the oven, and it's almost like they were
Powder coated.
yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Powder coated. And it just turned out amazing. And then my brother did the weathering.
I'll
did
take
the,
pictures of it. It's fine.
the paint, or the yellow stripes. I'm so happy with this.
So it doesn't scratch off?
No.
No, and I guess I can actually kind of talk about that.
Yeah.
I did that on this one. After that, this was all originally like this very shiny, glossy silver. I sprayed black on it, and our brother couldn't remember what temperature or how long he put it in for. I ended up putting it in at too low of a temperature for not enough time,
Alright.
and it was all scratching off. And in the close-ups, you'll see that there's a lot of scratch marks. I decided to leave those on there, even though I said I was more of a fan of the clean look, just because I thought it looked cool.
Yeah, it does look good.
But what I ended up doing is I ended up putting a clear coat over it. And that makes it so that even if the clear coat scratches a little bit, the black's not going to come off.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put it in the oven for like twice the temperature and like for 2 hours instead of like 15 minutes. So
Cool.
yeah, it won't come off.
So Andrew did the install on this, which this actually looks really clean.
I think that's one of my cleaner ones. Yeah.
The chassis is 3D printed from JR.
Not by me. Acolyte Armory is JR's people.
Yeah. And then this also has a Golden Harvest on it as well. Although Andrew was saying that this one was his one install that didn't give him any problems. This one gave him a bunch of problems.
Yeah. Still not the most problems out of any of these, but
What's
yeah,
the
same-
most?
Probably with Thor.
Thor, really?
Yeah, probably.
That's what I would say. is
Yeah.
Thor. So this originally we were gonna go with a tactile 2-button switch, so we can do the turn on and the accent buttons. Those to do the
Yeah, so kind of, if I'm looking at this one has 2 buttons.
yeah.
So he was planning on doing something with that had 2 buttons.
However, each time we did that, either the switch would break or it wasn't it just wasn't working out. He was getting frustrated to the point where he actually didn't really want to work on this.
Nope. He's so done.
He basically would
Quit.
yeah, and not want anything to do with it. And we've already discussed this before, how I'm very annoying at times when it comes to stuff that I want. So I kept pushing him, and then he came out, he kind of just asked me, he's like, what if we do a single button? I was like, well, is that possible to do that with this? And he's like, yeah, I just read the manual, it's fine. I was like, I don't care, let's do that. I just wanted it done, to be honest. And luckily he had this red button.
Keep finding them all over the place. I didn't realize that, because these are my favorite buttons. This brand of the people
One
who sell
Republics.
One replicas.
Yeah.
What the band?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I forgot. Like, I ordered one, and then I was like, I love this button, and I went back on and I ordered all of them that they had left.
There you go.
So I think I still have. I've got one in there. I've got one in here. I've got one in one at home. 2 in this one, and I think I still have a couple more at home.
So now I'm going to show you. You just plug the battery in here,
Oof.
Yep.
and then slides in. And I have,
I'm talking about, she's fine.
thank you. I don't even remember what I have on this one for my first one.
I don't know. That one's got like 30 fonts on it. So.
I know.
How do you guys deal with that, man?
Mine
has 8 and I struggle.
It's easy.
Yeah, these are a lot easier to switch back and forth.
Oh, that's true.
Alright, so here's this. Light green.
I'm not sure what font that is.
I don't know.
Is it supposed to flicker?
Yeah.
Double click it. Oh. Oh no, I thought it was the Luke font from Mando, but
Now
it's not.
this is hard racing.
Oh boy.
Swing that one around. I love this.
That was great. Good lord. My eyes are like,
And it's one of my favorites to play around with, because it sounds like the pod racer from Phantom Menace.
Alright, so that is my Boba Fett. Again, it is absolutely, probably my favorite of.
The absolutely, probably.
Absolutely, probably his favorite, yeah.
Definitely, maybe.
Yo, don't get me started.
I don't even know what that is. I just know it's the title of the movie.
I love that movie. But it is a. Blah, 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 blah. It is definitely my favorite lightsaber that I have.
You're not editing that out.
I'm not. That's staying. All right, Andrew's turn. He's got like 8 more to go. So.
Cool. It's okay. These 3 are kind of grouped into one.
Okay.
This really isn't a character one.
None of these really are.
No, but it's not like based off of a character either.
Yeah.
Which most of these ones are. I don't know that the Custom Saber Shop has a feature on their website called an Mhs Builder.
Yeah.
And pretty much you can take 3D rendered images of all of their parts, and you can just design a saber. So that's what this was, and it was all this shiny silver. That's what they come as. It's just kind of a coated aluminum.
I know you like holding things.
And I didn't know what it was going to be, so I grabbed a couple colors of paint at Home Depot and just started spraying stuff. And it's very quickly become one of my favorites. I had few issues with this, very few issues. The board itself worked fine, which I was happy with because I got this chassis designed by the same guy that did pretty much all of my chassis, actually. Yeah.
And he did all of mine.
Yeah, and he told me that this was going to be a tight install because the inside of this is smaller than the inside of like a normal hilt because it's got these like cutouts for the grenade section. And it went well. The problem that I had was with these lights. The switches have LEDs in them, and so when I first did it, they weren't working, and I thought that I had broken them because when I put the switches in, they were really hard to get in, and I was stupid and didn't like try and make it easier. I was just like trying to press as hard, force them in.
Hulk it.
It turned out that I just had no idea how to program the lights to do what I wanted. And to be completely honest, I still don't know how to program them to do what I want. But what I wanted for this was for them to be random.
Okay.
So, in the next month or so, I plan on installing a Sidious hilt. And on that one, I just want them to stay solid. I don't want them to blink and be random, so I'm going to have to figure that out.
I didn't even know it had lights.
I don't think it does, but the one that I have does.
Huh.
So.
No, it might. I think it might have lights.
Yeah,
I think I remember seeing that.
So once I got the lights to work, it's definitely become one of my favorites. It's definitely got a Clone Wars type vibe to it.
Yeah.
Just kind of like the color palette of it.
Yeah, that's a good cartoon.
So I will.
And look, real quick, when you made this, I was really unsure about the grip. I didn't know.
It is?
No, just the way using
Obi-Wan's,
that
right?
as a grip itself. Obi-Wan's is similar to this, but it's up on the top. This one's as like a grip. So to me, like I was like, I wasn't sure if it was gonna look all that great. And then once you painted it, I loved it.
Yeah. Actually, I just realized this isn't what I designed. What I designed was for this section to be a gear section, which is kind of like this slotted part that he has on his Boba Fett. There was supposed to be one of those up here and down here. And what I found was that was too long for my liking. So I got rid of this one, and this part that I had them drill holes in at the Custom Saber Shop because they can like recess the hole. It makes the switch kind of more flush, and I didn't order it done correctly. And so I just went with this, and I thought that it looked a lot better. So you get this guy in here.
Those look nice, especially for a thin neck.
Apparently I like that font.
Yeah.
But you can see the lights just kind of randomly go off. I've got the blue switch is my activation, and the red switch is my auxiliary switch. I'll just quickly change it to a different font because you guys have already heard that one.
This job isn't always pretty.
Apparently we're going to go with a Boba one.
Alright.
You should have surrendered.
Okay, and then set that one as yellow. This one is smooth swing, but it's very subtle, so you guys won't be able to hear that. But
This one doesn't sound as loud as your other ones either.
Some fonts do and some don't. This Pommel is very weird too with the way that the sound comes out.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's not just a hole.
Yeah, and what's the problem with this one? My speaker goes past these holes.
Oh, okay.
So it's not as loud as it could be, because if you look through these, you can actually
Yeah.
see like the speakers past it. But it's definitely becoming a favorite of mine with these lights in here.
I
And
like
just
it
kind
a
of
lot.
it feels really good. It's more of like a one-handed almost than a two-handed, because I think it's kind of shorter. But yeah, that's that one.
So my last one,
It's one we've shown it before.
We
but
have.
We're gonna go in depth now.
so when we did the Vaders, our first episode, this is where I said that it was kind of a Vader inspired. This is a Highland Flash.
You see
Body.
it last time, or
Yeah.
oh,
Our brother just,
oh, did he?
he ripped us.
Oh, who cares?
He ripped us, telling us that we were saying it wrong. So it's a Highland Flash, and that's what they used for Vader's lightsabers in the original trilogy. The Pommel is Luke's from Episode 6, and so he also gave me the same clip piece. This right here is the same DL44 as Andrew's. I just kind of left it, like he said, I like the weathered look, so we did that. And then I wanted a thin neck. I don't think it looks as good if you don't have a thin neck going with the DL44.
Yeah.
I very much like the Sith logo, so it's on this one as well. And then I have my ignition switch is right here, and then my aux switch is right here. Honestly, this is my longest lightsaber. Wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it, but now that I have it done, I love it. I find it's kind of a thing that we have with the three of us, my other brother and Andrew and myself. We all now have a DL44 Saber, and we also have a Scrapflex as well. Didn't mean to actually do that. The Scrapflex, yes, we did. Our other brother was just like, "Oh, here." Now we all have one, to Andrew. But I fell in love the first time I saw the DL44. Dylan did it first, and it turned out really well. And from that point on, I was like, all right, well, when I do my next Saber, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
So enough of me talking.
Yeah, stop talking, would you?
Yeah, right?
Probably only needed to bring one of these blades.
I know.
I'm riding up one at a time.
Right.
Goodness, you're not one to trifle with, are you?
So as soon as you put the blade in, it talks?
It's not supposed to.
Oh, it does with all your guys' though.
With the you have to wire it a specific way. No, I was looking at the manual, and it's like there's a specific way that you have to wire it to make it so that the board detects when you insert a blade. And I didn't do that. I didn't care for it, so I didn't
Maybe
do
you
it.
just did it subconsciously or
Yeah,
something. Or unintentionally.
I have no idea.
So on this one as well, I have the light or the light switch that Andrew has. So
I like the light, man.
I love it.
I'm jealous.
The switches are a pain to wire,
Oh.
but they look really cool.
all right, so here we go.
Lovely, more smiling faces. So presumptuous.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. It's a nice Obi-Wan blue.
Yeah.
Love it. So let's see what else I got.
SD card USB access.
I have no idea what you did. Are you pressing both buttons?
Yeah.
No. just press the back button.
It broke.
Oh no, what did you...
I don't know what he did.
This is why we can't have nice things.
There, that's it.
Today's video showing how Garrett broke his lightsaber.
Yeah. He does things that, like, I don't understand how he doesn't. Like, he got it to go into mute mode. I don't even know how to do that.
Oh yeah, I was here for that. And then he kind of panicked, I remember.
I don't know, you should take the battery out and put it back in. Just kind of reset it.
He's not doing that for me.
Yeah, 'cause I have no even telescope.
R.I.P.
Yep.
Alright, well, I'm fixing this. Why don't you
Yeah.
go on to yours?
So, these last three kind of fit into one category, and that is I love Marvel, and I can't help myself with crossover shit. So, it started with...
Goodness, you're not one to trifle with, are you?
No, I'm not. There's a website, and I talked about it when we did our Vader, because this is where I got my DV6 from, called the Saber Armory. And it's run by KR Sabers, and they make their own hilts. There were like maybe 4 or 5 different versions of it, and the one that they've kind of stuck with is their flagship hilt. Right? It's, you know, their flagship hilt is what they're known for. It's called the flagship, right? So it comes with 2 of these shrouds, one of which is what's on Garrett's Ultra Sabers one.
Oh, okay.
This is not the one that I wanted, right? My whole plan was I wanted the silver aluminum one. I wanted to make a Thor saber.
Okay.
But I'm very impatient and not...
It must run in the family.
And I like to spend my money on things that I don't need. So the only one that they had in stock was this brass one. This is solid machined brass. So this thing's heavy.
It's really heavy.
Very heavy.
I gotta hold it now.
Huh?
Done.
Okay. You can hold it later. And so I figured, you know, eventually I'm going to be doing a Thor one. I'll use this as practice. I'll do an Iron Man one. So this one, these 2 are actually flagships. This one's the aluminum one. This is like the years I've been wanting to do something like this. They both have chassis that are made specifically for these that are sold at the Saber Armory. It's a tight one. This one is a Golden Harvest as well. This is actually the first Golden Harvest that I did. But I mean, it's...
Is it 3D printed?
It is. So chassis was made by a guy that's Goth 3D Designs. I don't know if he does anything other than lightsaber chassis, but he makes all of the chassis for anything that the Saber Armory makes. So this one is designed specifically to hold a Golden Harvest. I've got 2 buttons in this one, just like in this one. I haven't done one for myself. That's just a 1-button setup yet. The only one that I've done is this one for Garrett. It's the same button he's got though, and I haven't turned this one on in a while. Cool, it works. I'm gonna try and find my
Now this is fun.
Iron Man font.
Got it. The classic.
May take a while.
Oh.
I think it's towards
This is
the
General
end.
Cadet. Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Okay, the cool thing about the Golden Harvest is the when you change things, it goes in the direction depending on how you're holding it. So if I go like this, it goes back to the Emperor, and then when I go like this,
Truth is,
it goes back to Iron Man. Right? So I'm just going to throw the blade in here. This one, I don't have the wrench for again.
Just don't go crazy.
Yeah. The hum for this font is the Iron Man Black Sabbath song. This does get really annoying, and I love annoying people with it, and I'm going to do it just for you guys.
Don't you there? Don't you stop this?
I love that song.
The sound that it makes when you swing this
Yeah.
is his blaster. So if you yeah,
That's where excellent.
This is what I mean. I love it.
What just happened? Please tell me nobody kissed me.
Yeah.
All right, hey. All right, good job, guys. Let's just...
So this was really just, like I said, a test to, you know, see if I could do the Thor one. I didn't realize that brass was going to etch a little bit differently because I was around when they did the etching on the Boba Saber. I had done some tests myself on some aluminum, and the brass didn't etch as well. I do have kind of the arc reactor type symbol from Iron Man 2 with the like the triangle as the symbol that I etched on here. And I actually made a mistake when I did this. I didn't realize that these shrouds have a direction. The way that the holes are drilled, they didn't line up. I have the symbol on this one. I actually did etch both sides of it, but one of them was upside down, so they weren't they didn't match.
Oh wow! I didn't know that.
So I actually had to be careful when I was doing this Thor one to make sure that they would both match up. So really, both of these are level with the top of this. But like if I flipped this one upside down, it would be like up higher.
Like that one.
Like this one is up higher.
Okay.
So this was the goal. I actually designed the thing that I etched on here. I designed it when I thought that I could use Adobe Illustrator for like an hour.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's complicated, and I didn't have the patience for it. But
Yeah.
I pretty much I put the kind of like Norse triangle thing that shows up on the side of his hammer in the first Thor movie.
If he be worthy.
Yeah, and I downloaded a Norse font and
Yes.
typed out whosoever holds this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the powers of Thor.
Yes.
And that translated it into those runes into a circle around it, and then I sent this to someone on Etsy, and they printed out some decals for me. So this turned out a lot better. This turned out a lot better than I thought. The interior of it did not. Garrett was definitely right. When this has had the most issues, I originally had a golden harvest for this. That golden harvest wasted so many hours of my life.
Why?
That's the gold. It was the same board I tried to use for Garrett's Boba Saber. So he was saying that I was having issues with his and with the switches and everything. It all had to do with that board. When I replaced the board, which I didn't want to do, but I replaced the board, it worked fine. Next job. I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe it was just like something with that. I wanted to put it in this. I had already had a chassis that I bought for a golden harvest. I tried to put it in this, and it didn't work. Second Saber didn't work in, and it was the same issue. Like if you tried to turn it on, sometimes it would turn it on, sometimes it wouldn't. If it did, it was like all sporadic. So that was the first time I tried to wire it. I decided, you know what, I'm giving up on this board, but I'm not. There was nowhere to buy another Golden Harvest, so I bought a new chassis, which was like $35.
Yeah. What?
I bought a CFX, which was like $85 to try and get this thing done, and it still does not work properly.
Really?
I don't know what it is. I've talked to lots of people, tried updating the board and whatnot. Pretty much for this one to work, it won't boot on its own once it goes into deep sleep, which is what all of these are in pretty much. They go into deep sleep after, I think, like a minute of not being used. In order for this one to work again, I have to put the battery in. So I either keep the battery in there, or I just like...
I was wondering what was up with that.
Yeah, so I just have an extra battery, and once I plug it in, so this is my Thor-themed hammer. I've got...
Hammer?
Yeah, hammer. Thor-themed lightsaber. I've got 3 different sound fonts on here for him.
There was an idea called the Avengers Initiative.
So this is really just an Avengers-themed one, but the swing sounds are from his hammer. That one I think is it's an older font and it's not smooth swing, but the hum for it is that I forget the name of the band.
Basically,
Oh, Led Zeppelin.
Is it Led Zeppelin?
If it's one of the
Yeah.
we know each other. He's a friend from work.
Yep.
That's the hum for the lightsaber.
You don't know Led Zeppelin?
I didn't realize it was them.
Oh, yes.
So I will. I guess this one's fine. I'll just throw this in here real quick. Go back to the other font.
Selection.
What the hell is that?
When did he say that?
We know each other.
Yeah, I have no
He's a
idea.
friend from work.
Apparently, I didn't reset the colors.
Oh.
Which is a little bit of a shame, but I still really enjoy this one, even though it's a little bit more of a pain in the butt. It looks fantastic. I think this may be my favorite looking saber that I have, and it is. I mean, when I say that this thing's heavy because it's solid brass, this thing weighs like nothing.
At all.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, yeah. Oh,
Okay,
man.
now feel that one.
Oh,
It literally
What?
weighs nothing
why is it so light?
because that was aluminum.
Oh,
Yeah. And then this last one,
that thing is a beast.
we talked about scrap flexes.
Oh, it's nice, though. It's so nice.
Right, anything that's got the Graflex style top and then something else below it is technically a scrap flex, according to Benji. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with this, and then I was like, you know what, I've got a Thor, I've got an Iron Man, I need the big three. This is my cap flex because I am smart and witty. It doesn't currently work. I was working on installing this last night in hopes that I would have it ready for the video today.
And that's one that didn't work, right?
Yes, so I'll probably have you like take pictures of this as like that we can put
Things
here
are
right now.
brick, dude.
I brought it pretty much so that I could show kind of what the interior of it looks like when it's really not wired. This board is a Golden Harvest, and it fried due to nothing that I did. The guys who run Saber Tech, who create the Golden Harvest, they're aware of a problem that they had with it, so they're releasing a new board to fix this problem.
Oh, wow.
And they actually said that they were going to ship one out to me to replace this one. So I'm really just waiting, but I'm really looking forward to it. Again, leather wrapped this one. This is that same pommel that Garrett was really happy with, the Starkiller pommel, but just kind of did my own paint job on it, and I'm looking forward to having the big three in here.
How'd you paint that blue?
The same blue that I use on my Captain America shields.
Oh, okay. I'm like, dude, that's a nice blue.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it like, dang.
Yeah. So I
Okay, that
I
makes
had
sense.
our brother Dylan print or cut out a
Yeah.
decal, and
It's a nice, yeah. It's like metallic. It literally looks like the shield. That's like, what?
yeah. So this one I got a box for the buttons. These are like my favorite buttons, like I said. So
Actually,
eventually, one day this will work. Huh?
Wrap it up. You're fine.
But that's that one. And that's actually all of mine. So we can.
That's it. Finn.
So to wrap this up really quick, we keep referencing Benji. He's at Nerf Herder Customs. If you check him out, he's really big in at least my opinion, in the Saber community.
Yeah.
Does a lot of builds for people, tests the sound fonts for people, and very knowledgeable. So if you would check him out, that would be very appreciative.
Yeah.
Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. These are, like I said, or like we said, our custom ones.
We have more character ones too we could do.
Yeah. And I mean, we have quite a bit. So
Yeah.
please subscribe, like our videos, And leave us comments, ask us questions. We will not hesitate to answer any of you guys' questions.
Yeah. I've got like 6 more installs that are empty waiting at my house. So odds are we'll be having another one of these videos.
All right.
But yeah, we enjoy making the custom ones, and hopefully you guys like this one.
All right. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.